Okay, Delhi folks, I'm working in the night shift today. Although it's work from home, but I got bored easily. Share your real paranormal, horror experiences that happened with you in Delhi. Here's the mist behind my cousin. My cousin was crossing a well-known bridge in Delhi around the middle of the night when he suddenly felt pressure around his shoulders. An auto driver came up behind him and told him to follow him to the end of the road and not to look back. Once they reached the other side, the auto driver mentioned that there was a dark mist following him. At first, my cousin thought he was hallucinating, but then the mist turned its head and smiled. Needless to say, my cousin thanked the auto driver for staying with him until the end of the road. Possessed sister of my friend. It was my friend's birthday, and we were just kids around 7th or 8th standard. My friend had already told me, if you see something unusual, just ignore it. I didn't understand what that meant. When I reached his house, everyone was nice and greeted each other warmly. Since it was my first time visiting his house, everything seemed friendly. However, his elder sister, who was probably in 11th or 12th standard, seemed a little too friendly, like she had a big sister energy, always smiling and being around us. After the cake cutting and gift exchange, it was getting late and I was about to leave. Suddenly there were loud bangs in the house, but my friend quickly changed the topic and asked me to ignore it. As I was passing by the kitchen, I saw something terrifying. His elder sister was sitting on the kitchen counter, crouched like a bat. Sorry, I can't think of anything else. On her toes, screaming and smiling at everyone. That sight haunted me for weeks. When I checked with my cousin, I found out that his sister was possessed by something that haunts their house, the smiling lady behind the door. It was last year and I was studying in my room. My door was open just enough for me to see if someone was behind it. In between studying, I glanced at the door and saw a woman smiling, with long hair and a very familiar body structure. I thought it was my mom pranking me. We used to prank each other as we got scared pretty easily. So I yelled, "What are you doing? Don't scare me." But the figure didn't move at all. I started running towards the door, and when I opened it, there was no one there. It's possible I was hallucinating, or maybe my brain was playing tricks on me. Date with physics girl. So I have been to an early morning date to Firoz Shah Kotla ruins as she, my date, decided the location to visit as it's mostly empty in the morning, and we can close to the lush greenery, and like a gentleman, I have to agree, even I am not a fan of that place. So back to the main story. Everything going well, the park is almost empty. There is only two of us talking and sharing things. She asked me, "You know why I don't like horror movies?" I laughed and said, "Because you're Darpak." She said, "No, because I actually can see the things IRL." I laughed because I thought she might be messing with me. But after a while we crossed the garden and reached to actual ruins near mosque. She said, "You know this place is known to have jinns." I mean, yes, I know the infamous story I am Delite too. Suddenly she stopped talking and out of shape she said, "Oh God, not again." She grabbed my hands and pulled close to me. "Please stay near me." I mean, okay, but what happened? She said, "I had seen a glimpse of something, and that's all happening on early morning." I really thought she is messing with me or just need some attention, but the fear on her eyes were not lying. She actually a little bit uncomfortable and asked me to walk from that place. We reached a spot, which have sort of pillars and square zone. She randomly started narrating story about the place been a cult ground and been used for summoning something supernatural and powerful. She pointed her fingers to a window, just above the square ground on the one of the ruins, and told from there the entity keeps an eye on his devotees. I really thought it's a live beer bicep podcast going on, but things not only end here. She told me she can see things, and if the entity can notice her too, then the things got attached to her, and there is not only one strong entity but multiple weak jinns too. We end our exploration and reach to a nice cafe and start chatting again, and out of curiosity, I asked her, "What if the things instead of following you start following me?" And she said, and I quote, "Things get only attached when they know you can see them. Even if someone comes after us, I will know and distant with you to see he is behind me. Yes, this is yours. And if the entity behind you, I will give some friend to cleanse them. But if it's behind me, then I will try to detach them with me." I know it all seems and sound funny, but I am actually scared in the midnight while sleeping all alone in my room, like, what if she is not messing with me but actually see this sort of things? I don't believe in such things, to be honest. I am skeptical about this whole day, but the fear on her face was real, and at night alone, yes, if everyone thinks, then everyone is scared, yes. If it is torn, then yes, brother, alone in the darkness. Thanks for watching.